Pat, so you can get the general information first. It's Matthew T, right? 71087. Excuse me, your address? Street. And Matt, where are you working?
Carroll Street, Fire Protection District.
How long have you been there?
A year, 2 months. Or so.
So, you spoke to, was his brother on the phone?
Yeah, he called me.
What's her brother's name?
Is it Carl?
Okay.
Um,
What do you call it?
Can I?
Yeah. I think these rooms are audio and video recorded all the time, so.
I don't know, I've never tried to find them.
$5:30.
What do you tell you?
They are.
He asked me if I saw her today. I said, yeah, I was over. And he asked what we talked about, and then he, like, as he hung up, he said that I was the last one there, and I was kind of alarmed about that.
Okay. What else did he tell you?
I don't remember.
Okay. Most of the deceased. My understanding is you're working for are you doing contracting in the area?
I did a bit for,
Do you have a side business?
I do odd jobs on the side, so.
Okay. Is it for you, or do you work for somebody?
Just for me.
Okay. Do you have a name for the company, or?
I don't.
Okay. My understanding is you were working in Mount Morris?
No.
You weren't working in Mount Morris today?
No.
Where were you working?
I wasn't working today. I'm off of work.
Off of fire protection work?
I hurt my knee yesterday, and I wasn't able to go to work today.
Okay. So yesterday you hurt your knee at work?
No.
Okay. You hurt your knee in the side job?
No, I was running.
Okay. Did they give you a diagnosis?
I didn't go see anyone. Just did the RICE thing.
What's the race thing?
Rest, ice, depression, elevate.
Okay. So you weren't working in Mount Morris doing your side job today? Were you there the previous day?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. The previous.
Today is Wednesday. Were you there Tuesday?
I don't think so.
So did you just drive over to Mount Morris today? Well, what time did you left Malta
Yeah.
and then went to Mount Morris? What time did you get there?
It was around 1. I left also around like noon. Just before 1.
And you got to Mount Morris about what time? How long were you guys ever in a dating relationship?
No, not, in college, we were, seeing each other, but, and,
How long have you guys known each other?
um, 12 or 13?
Where were you guys in college at? Is that when you met?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was at Kish. In college, we met at, trivia. She was a host.
What, bar, restaurant?
Bar and grill.
Was she a server or?
No, she, worked for like a trivia company.
Okay. So you met at a bar and grill? How long after you guys met did you start dating?
So, it's over a year. She was seeing someone else. Say, it wasn't really dating.
Okay. So you guys just kind of off and on since 2014?
More off. I'd seen two of the girls, and she was with the guy somewhere else.
Okay. So from 2014 until whenever, you guys are just kind of dating other people and...
Yeah, we didn't really interact. I don't know if 2014 is the,
or thereabouts.
it's been years.
Obviously, you were together at some point. She's pregnant, correct? Were you actually dating at the time, or was it just found out she was pregnant?
I didn't just, I don't know, she told me.
Well, I don't mean it that
Oh,
way.
okay.
I mean, obviously, she's pregnant, and so,
Sounds like it was, what was?
when did she notify you that she was pregnant?
May or April.
Have you been in any doctor's appointments or anything else with her?
No, I have not.
Okay. What was the situation? You're notified in May or April or May that she's pregnant.
We didn't have a good relationship, but for a while, there was a lack of communication. Talked with my parents in the last 2 months. Just trying to, I mean, there's a deadline for that, so we were trying to do.
A deadline for what?
For pregnancy, there's a deadline. Like,
Were you guys considering abortion?
I asked her about it, and she said no.
Okay.
Which, it's not my choice.
When did you ask her about abortion?
At the time, I mean,
Was this back in May or April? Okay. Do either of you have any other children?
I don't think she does, no.
Okay.
No.
So, did she call you over today?
No, she did not.
You did. Did you call her until you were coming by, or just decided to?
Just stop in and chat. We've had lunch a few times.
Over the course, since April, May, has she been to your house at Malta at all?
No. I just moved there.
How long have you been there?
2, 3 months.
Where were you prior to that?
6.
Okay. How about the house in Sycamore? Did she ever stop over there?
I don't think she didn't know where either. I mean, the city, but she'd never been to either one.
Okay. What would you, just meet at random spots for lunch, to talk? How many times have you been to the house in Mount Morris?
5 or 6.
Since April or May?
No, just, like I said, the last 2 months trying to figure out what we're going to do. I think she's the one that moved there, not that long ago.
Where was she previous to that?
She lived in the south suburbs. I don't think that's right.
But she was in the south burbs. Did you go to that house?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been there.
I mean, regularly, or
No. I was there twice.
would it be considered hookups?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. So for the last 2 months, you've been there 5 or 6 times. So today, you just decided that you're going to buzz over and talk, and got there about 1. How long were you at the house?
It wasn't more than an hour, I don't think.
Is that your car outside you just pulled up in?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see which side you popped out, you or your dad, so
Oh.
that's your car though?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the one you took today?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure.
How's she been doing with the pregnancy?
Said she's had cramps all the time and tired, but
Any other complications or anything that you're aware of?
initially there was concern,
Okay.
and it sounds like everything alleviated. And
What did she have on the onset, as far as complications?
some kind of subarachnoid hemorrhage. Yeah. And this was early on, and I don't know if they did bed rest or I don't remember. Sounds like something that they didn't do interventions, I don't believe.
Okay.
But again, we weren't speaking a whole lot.
So what did you guys talk about today?
Finances. We talked about it before, and previously I wasn't really on board. But today, last couple weeks or so, I wanted to be involved. So I want to be. Where is?
So you're talking about finances,
Right.
what kind of finances?
And support, and we talked about it before, and she never gave me a dollar amount of what, because I said, if we just keep the courts out, tell me what you think's needed, and we'll work that out.
Where was the conversation in the house?
We decided to get to Till. And then her, cat was all around.
Was there anybody else at the house when you were there?
No, it wasn't.
Anybody in between come and go?
Right.
Why, I mean, did anybody knock on the door, stop over?
No.
So you had a conversation at the kitchen table, for about an hour, then what?
We had sex.
Would you have sexual intercourse?
On the couch.
How was she dressed prior to sexual intercourse? What, do you remember what she was wearing?
Jam pants, a hoodie.
And you?
Had on, jeans, t-shirt, and sweatshirt.
Same ones you wear now, or?
Yeah.
So you had, was there sex and sex of any type, or was it just sex? And you had jet dinner? What happened after sex? So this is after the after you guys had your
Yeah.
conversation, and then sexual intercourse, then what happened?
I smoked on for 10 minutes and I left. About at 10, I don't know. We laid on the couch for 5 minutes or so. Talking.
So you talked in the living room after sex, got dressed, and then left? Was she still in the living room when?
She walked in the door, she shut the door when I left.
Okay. Did you go out through the garage or the front? There's a, huh?
Front door.
Front door.
I've never been out the garage.
Oh, I don't know, some people enter through the garage, some people open the garage door, you come in through the garage, some people go in through the back door, front door. Every house is different. Every house is different. Now, you were there, today's Wednesday, you were there Tuesday as well. Okay. What time? Were you working in Mount Morris that day?
No, Tuesday.
She told her father that, excuse me, that he had dismissed you because you were there about 30 minutes prior to him.
Monday or Tuesday, I don't recall.
Okay. But it was one of the days.
Yes.
Excuse me. You weren't working in Mount Morris on the side job? And you left from Walton and went over there? Do you remember what time you got over there?
I don't have any side work in there. It was a reason to see her.
Okay. So that's what you told her?
I don't have any side work going on.
Because that's the information we had, that you were doing a side job, that's...
I didn't know she wanted to see her talk to me, and it seemed it was a excuse to
Have you worked any shifts at the fire protection district this week?
Sunday.
Okay. So then you're off Monday, Tuesday, are you on
24/48.
yeah, so you're off Monday, Tuesday.
Yes.
Was today a day off, or?
The day to work.
Okay. Did you take the day off, or?
I called in for injury.
Okay.
I was running and I injured my knee.
Okay, so you called in for a day off?
Yes.
Okay. So it would either Monday or Tuesday, but you don't recall? You don't remember what time you got over there?
Monday. I'll say it was like Monday.
Okay. Do you remember what time you got over there?
Afternoon.
Okay.
Under 1, maybe.
So you left Malta, you drove over there. How long were you over there then?
I left by like 5 or so.
What did you do while you were over there for the 4 hours?
I was just talking that time.
Okay. Where were you at?
Kitchen table. No, I'm sorry, we were on the couch.
What was the conversation in reference to?
They asked about money.
Okay.
That was when she told me that she had already talked to their family, I'm sorry, that they were not using it or needing it.
I'm sorry?
That was when she had told me that they weren't going to go after me for money, they didn't want anything.
Okay. Did you guys do anything else that day?
We didn't, no.
So it's just talking. Did you go out to dinner, have dinner, do anything?
No, I ate before I came.
Okay.
I think she had already eaten.
Had conversation, left. Is there anything that happened recently between you two that decided to, I think she's supposed to be induced soon, correct? Or was supposed to be induced soon,
I
correct?
think Friday, I think.
Okay. Second, the final hour, right? I mean, as far as that, what sparked the need to have a conversation?
I asked her if I could be there.
Has she reached out to you since marriage? I mean, find out that she's pregnant. Has she reached out?
Neither of us had good communication.
Okay.
She would send a picture of a sonogram and nothing more.
Okay.
And and I didn't respond and ask questions, and she would send things like that. So for months we didn't have a good relationship about it.
But over the course of 2 days, is what had changed? Or 3 days. Monday, I mean, you're over there about finances. You guys are having conversations. You're having conversations today. I'm just curious what had changed.
She answered me and said that they didn't want money, and after talking to my folks, I'm not looking to not be involved anymore. I was looking to not be involved, and I talking to my parents, an adult,
And that's
pay your child support,
And
and that
Was she receptive to you being around a little bit more? 'Cause it seems like, from what your view, yeah, you're talking about money, but you also, I think, kind of want to be in this kid's life. A little bit, you know, it's starting to seep in, right? Or,
Yeah.
okay. Was she receptive to that?
She said that she would want, time, and it wouldn't be like day one, like, there you go, see you next weekend, that we could work out and schedule visits and then in time, which that would be great.
You guys can schedule a paternity test or anything like that?
I had asked her for one because it seems silly not to.
When was that?
A long time ago.
Nothing recently done?
No.
When you left today, were you guys going to see each other again?
Not until after.
So she wasn't, I don't know what the rules are at hospitals.
Right, and
I know some allow fathers.
I don't know what, yeah, every hospital is different.
Was she going to allow you to?
I didn't ask.
Okay. So that wasn't a conversation.
I couldn't go she didn't want me to be there for the induction.
Okay.
And so I just figured, we decided after she got home, then I could come over.
So she didn't want you there for the induction. Something you pushed, did you?
I didn't push. I didn't push.
Oh. When you left her, where did you go when you left her today? And been there since?
Yeah, I went to the bank, and then I had at the fire department, we had a system exam tonight.
Okay. Where do you bank at?
Resource.
Is that in, Malta?
Yes.
And then you had to go to fire department?
Yeah. I'm still volunteer with Malta.
Oh, it was at Malta?
Yeah.
And that was just a meeting?
Yeah. Exam.
Prior to Monday or Tuesday, because you were there today, and then you were either there Monday or Tuesday. When was the last time you were at that?
It was a week, or 4 or 5 days before then, maybe.
And you said she's only lived there how long?
Couple months.
Couple months. Okay. So about once a week over that 2-month period of time you were at the house?
Yeah.
Good. Anything else you can think of, Kevin?
All those times that you were there, I mean, you guys got along and everything, right? I mean, everybody was civil. She wasn't mad at you for just popping by randomly, or?
She didn't see, so.
I didn't know how receptive she was to you.
Do you have a business card? 'Cause I
Run it through, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. she had said, that she wasn't sure about, you know, because my parents really wanted to be involved. I said, you know, whether or not you and I have a relationship about this, and that was before we talked money, and I told her, I mean, my grandparents' rights are a thing, so my parents are gonna want to be involved, whether it's something that's, that was the only time that we ever had like a, if you can call it a tiff about it. And then she was much more later, said, you know, that's something we can work on.
Okay. Did you park in the driveway or on the street, or?
Park on the street.
Okay. By the house? I didn't know if family, what your relationship with her other family members were.
I don't know any of her family members.
Okay.
I've seen photos of them on the wall, but I have no relationship with any of them. I don't know them.
I just didn't, your daughter's pregnant, you know, you guys are on and off. I didn't know what kind of stress that put on your family, her family, siblings. Do you have any siblings?
I have a sister.
Okay. So I didn't know what kind of tension, if it caused any tension, if everybody was fine, if it was a situation where you kind of had to go over when people were out of the house, you know, so you guys could talk. If, you know, the family allowed you to be over there when they were present. Did you park down the street? Because, you know, because you don't want the neighbors, you know, telling mom and dad, hey, he's over here again because, I don't know, but you don't know him at all?
I mean, like I said, I'd seen them in pictures on the wall.
But you never met?
Never met.
Okay. So you just, okay, so it's one of the situations, just park in front of the house and it's fine. Nobody knows names.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Did you guys call or text at all after you left? You and her? Today?
Not today, no.
When's the last time you guys had any phone or text conversation?
This morning.
Was it text? My bad.
Yeah.
Which one of yours?
Or the yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my card. And I wrote his name on there too in case you forgot his.
Okay.
So is that why she assumed you were doing flooring in the area? Said flooring went well.
Yeah.
Do you have a side contracting business or not?
I have done side work. I don't have a side business.
Okay. Do you know anybody in that area that would you'd have to do work for?
In the field?
In the Mount Morris area?
I don't.
Okay. When's the last time you did a side job?
September.
Where was that at?
Malta.
Is that where most of your work is? Malta, Sycamore, Cal?
Yeah, if I do any, it's been a long, since I got hired on the fire department, I haven't done a whole lot.
Okay. Where were you working prior to the fire protection district?
I worked on their contract for about a year before that.
Where at?
In Carroll Street. It was PSI, the contract company that, and they don't pay as much as the full-time gig, so I had, and I worked at Malta's Fire Department.
Is that pay on
Paying
call?
bills.
work the ambulance crew to get paid? Or is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do you full paramedic or EMT need?
Okay.
Do they separate it out in Carroll's room? You do fire stuff too?
Yeah.
Oh, they did, because in some places they have an ambulance rig and.
Contract is strictly on the ambulance, but then they train with the fire, and if, situation dictates, sometimes you go with them. Not often,
But in Malta, everybody's just, I mean, you do both.
I do both.
Fire and paramedic.
Anything else?
Okay. We will let you go back out.
Why don't you think about it?
I've been using calling just to ask me to come in, so grabbing me at 5 in the morning.
We tried to. Well, we didn't try to call, but stopped over at your house. Left a note, whatever. Came back. It didn't appear that you had stopped back there. He was asking why we didn't just call him to get him to come in.
Right.
What the does that matter, Matt?
I'll be right
We're
back.
here, okay? The methods and the, however we use to get to this point doesn't matter. You wanna debate and talk about why we didn't just call you or anything else like that? Why don't we talk about what's really important here? Okay? I apologize if this didn't fit your schedule, or if this was an inconvenience, or we could have done things different or handled this different. But that's what you want to question? You don't want to talk about your child, but you want to question why we didn't call you up and have you just drive over here to talk? Let's talk about your child, man. That's what's really important here. That's why we're here, to talk about your child and what happened to Melissa. So what happened in that house? If you're truly, honestly on the couch having sex with her, and that's what happened, then what happened next, man?
Father to father, what happened? As a father, something were to happen to one of my children, then I would have to have an explanation. Whether it be for my immediate family, the in-laws, or whoever. That's my responsibility. My responsibility as a man. It's a responsibility I took on when I was 27 years old. And it'll never go away. I have that responsibility to be a father to my children. You understand that? Okay, can you please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, I have that responsibility. It never goes away. You're a 34-year-old man, I'm a 47-year-old man. All right, can we talk? Matt, can we talk?
Okay.
Can you give me a yes, please?
Yes, we can talk.
Okay. I asked you earlier, did you go over there, drive from Malta to Mount Morris to kill her intentionally? What was your answer?
I said no.
Okay. I asked you if it wasn't intentional, then it was an accident, yes or no? Matt, can you verbalize for me, please?
That's what you said, yes.
Okay. Was it an accident? As a man, just let's talk. Verbalize with me, man, please. Can we look at each other, please? All right. We've given you courtesy. We're talking to you. as adults, right? As men, all in this room. Can you at least look at me and verbalize? Can you do that for me? Matt? Yes? Can we talk? Can we agree that this doesn't go away, correct? Did you have a name for your child?
It wouldn't have been on me to name our child.
Did you have an idea of what you wanted to name the child? What name did you have? Was it going to be Matthew Jr.? Were you going to go with another family name? Were you hoping for another family name for the child?
I was open to whatever she decided. It was not my choice.
Did she tell you what the child's name was?
She didn't. I don't know if she quite had a name yet.
Okay.
She said she had a few.
But she never gave you an idea.
She didn't say no.
Okay. What all transpired that day?
Use your words, man.
You owe it to this child as a man, as a father. You are a father. Matt, what happened? You realize nothing you tell me with the lieutenant's going to shock us, right? So what exactly happened? That swallow said enough. Can you just clear the air now, please? Preferred you talk, preferred you use your words. It's time to verbalize what happened. Can we agree to that, Matt? Matt? I'm giving you courtesy to look at one another. Can you agree to that? However you need to verbalize it.
Do you want to write this down, Matt? Would that be easier for you to write down what happened that day when you got to Melissa's house?
No.
Okay, then tell us what happened, Matt. And be honest with us.
We've been honest with you, correct?
Presumably.
We haven't lied to you once.
I-
Now, I'm not just saying
I'm
we
not
haven't.
doubting you. I just
Okay.
probably.
Can you show us the same courtesy, please?
you're to this point, why am I not under arrest?
We want your side of the story. There's always two sides to every story. And in your side of the story, I painted you several different scenarios of how this looks.
Quite a picture.
Quite a picture. And I'm asking you which scenario is true.
That's, do you understand the two different scenarios?
And I'll be honest with you, because like I said, I haven't lied to you yet, and I'm not going to lie to you, Matt. This being a mistake, and you showing up, you guys having sex, and something like that happening, the longer we talk, the more I think that's not what happens. The more I think scenario A happened, that you planned this thing out months ahead of time, if not days ahead of time, and you went over there Monday to kill her, but you didn't have the balls to do it, so you left. And you called off sick, and you went back Wednesday, and you finished what you couldn't do on Monday. And now they're both dead, okay? The longer we talk, or the longer we talk, you don't talk, you just sit there. The longer you're not saying you're sorry, you're not saying this was a mistake, you're not saying what that happened, okay? I'm starting to think it's because none of that's true. What's true is scenario A, that you went there Monday, couldn't do it, went back Wednesday and finished what you couldn't do on Monday, and got rid of a problem that you were going to have for the next 22 or 23 years of your life, between child support. Do you know how much diapers cost a year for a newborn baby? No, I do. Do you know what college costs for an 18-year-old right now at a college? And you're on the hook for half of that for at least 4 years. So if this is not a mistake, and if you're not sorry for killing your kid, then I think scenario A happened, and you got rid of a mistake that happened 9 months ago, that you wanted her to get an abortion, but she wouldn't do it. You offered her money, she wouldn't take it. You offered her money so she wouldn't take you to court. She said she wouldn't take you to court, but you don't got that guarantee. All it takes is after a while, she gets to thinking, shit, what's he make for a year? And I could get some of that money for child support? And is there a way I can tap his pension later? I don't know, but it's worth looking into. If this isn't a mistake and you're not sorry for doing this to your own son, then God damn it, you planned this out ahead of time. And you meant to do this. And you didn't do it the first day, so you came back Wednesday and got it taken care of 2 days before she was going to have your child.
Is that what happened? It's a yes or no. Is that what happened, Matt?
Did I plan to hurt her?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Was this an accident?
Then what really happened? If you want us to believe you didn't plan this out ahead of time, you didn't plan to hurt her, then what really happened that day, Matt?
Did it happen in the living room or in the kitchen? Those are the two places you were in the house. Did it happen in the living room or was she killed in the kitchen? Matt.
Here's where you keep talking to us, Matt, and you tell us, right now, you convince us that this was an accident. You convince us that you're sorry, that you never meant this to happen. But you got to talk.
It happened in one of two places. It happened in the living room or it happened in the kitchen. Where did it happen? Where was she killed? Matt, which room? Living room or kitchen? It was one or the other. Was she killed in the living room or was she killed in the kitchen, Matt? You're telling us this wasn't premeditated. Between going over there Monday, going over there Wednesday, and taking a day off. We just believe it was accidental, is that correct? You gotta verbalize. It's a yes or no. Was it accidental? Matt, we just heard you talk.
Was it accidental? And if it, was it accidental? Yes or no? Would you, Matt, courtesy, I'm using my words, he's using it, we're talking as men. Was it accidental? Matt, you can look at, courtesy, you can look at me, was it accidental? Yes or no? And did it happen in the living room, or did it happen in the kitchen? Matt, we just talked. You just talked to the chief too. You guys had a conversation. Was this accidental?
Matt, was this an accident or not?
Did you premeditate this and kill her? Yes or no?
I've already answered that question.
Okay, then answer the next question. Was this an accident? Or was it not an accident?
Did you accidentally kill Melissa? Yes or no? You answered the first one. I know you can answer the second one. Did you accidentally kill Melissa? It wasn't premeditated. Did you accidentally kill Melissa Lamesh? Matt, did you accidentally kill Melissa Lamesh? I need Matt to answer my question, please. Did you accidentally kill Melissa Lamesh? It wasn't premeditated, correct? What was your answer to that? Well, Matt, what was your answer? Matt, what was your answer? When I asked you, was it premeditated to kill Melissa Lamesh, what was your answer?
Your answer was no, I didn't intend to hurt her. That's what your answer was. Okay? Okay, so was this an accident then? Was her death an accident? Yes or no? Matt, was this an accident? Yes or no? Yes or no, Matt?
Would it be easier for you to nod? Was this death an accident?
Matthew, enough. Was her death an accident, yes or no?
You're 34 years old, and you can answer the question.
I what? You're 34. Act like an adult. Take responsibility for things you've done. and tell us what happened.
For that child, please. I know you bear a burden. Do you realize the burden we all bear when we have to deal with this stuff? You go to medical calls, right? You see stuff like this. It weighs on you. Especially when you have children. Causes sleepless nights sometimes. It's a lot of burden on your shoulders. I don't think people realize the burden that we carry sometimes. Do you realize the burden we carry?
As
Okay.
providers, responders, yeah.
Yeah. So you know too, correct? Firsthand what it's like. I'm not asking for much, man. I'm asking for closure. For the family, for us, for everybody. And I think that's a little bit of what everybody deserves. Because I don't want to go home and not sleep at night anymore because of shit like this. It tears you up. Did you kill Melissa Mice accidentally? Give me some closure, man. Can you do that for me one way? Did you kill her accidentally? If you did, we'll work through it, but darn it, man. Can you give us a peace of mind? For 9 months we've beared this burden, along with everybody else involved. From father to father. Your intention might have not been that, and who knows how it played out. I don't know what your relationship was with mom. But darn it, Matt, come on, man. Did you accidentally kill Melissa? Yes or no, Matt? Time to give people closure. Did you accidentally kill her? And was it in the living room or the kitchen? Can you look at me? Can you, out of respect, maybe you don't respect me, I don't know, but I've shown you nothing but respect. Can you show me some respect and at least verbalize and answer my question? Is that too much? Is that too much to ask? I'm being serious. That's not too much to ask, is it? Can you answer that? It's not too much to ask, is it? Matt?
Matt, is Melissa's death an accident? Matt, is Melissa's death an accident? Was it an accident? What happened to her? Did you mean to kill her, Matt? Or was it an accident?
I asked you, was it premeditated, and you said what? Matt, what did you say? Matt, look at me. What did you say? What did you tell me? Matt, show me some respect. What did you say? You can talk. You said no, right? Is that correct? Yes?
What happened to Melissa? What you did to Melissa, was it an accident or was it not an accident, Matt? Matt, was it an accident or was it not an accident?
You sat here and had a conversation just a couple minutes ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. At least let's talk, okay? You had pretty much a lengthy conversation, right? What was the conversation about with the chief? What was the conversation about?
He said that we're at a fork.
Okay.
So was Melissa's death, was that an accident or was it not an accident, Matt?
Yes or no?
Was it an accident? What you did to her, was it an accident, Matt? Matt, was it an accident? You can speak. You can say it. Matt, was it an accident? What happened to Melissa? Matt, was it an accident? What happened to Melissa?
But we wanted to tell you this. It's time to get the family and everybody else involved in this closure. You owe it to them to verbalize as a man. You understand that? Yes or no? The past can't be undone.
You owe everybody an explanation, okay? Not just your family, her family, us, like Chad said, who spent the last 9 months working on this, but you owe an explanation to the fucking Mount Morris Fire Department, their fucking ambulance crew, your brothers, who showed up that day, who tried to save some lives, who've been living with this for 9 months, your brothers, who do the same job you do in a different town. You owe them an explanation as well. Okay? And it starts with you talking, and it starts with you answering this one very simple question, Matt. Her death, what you did to Melissa, was it an accident or was it not an accident? Was that an accident? That you didn't intend to kill her, but it happened. That wasn't your intention, but it happened nonetheless. But that's not what you went there for. It was an accident, is what you're telling us. But I need you to say it.
So all those people at the firehouse that had to go and do that, you owe it to them at least. Because I think they could handle the fact that it was an accident, but if it was premeditated, you said it was not, correct? Is that correct? You said it was not premeditated, yes? Matt, yes? You didn't plan this out, right?
I said I never wanted to hurt her.
Okay, you didn't want to hurt her, but it happened, correct?
But you did hurt her. You didn't want to hurt her, but you did hurt her.
We said people in the firehouse know that you didn't want to hurt her, but it happened. You know what? People can live with that. I can live with that. Everybody else in this world can live with that.
So if you didn't want to hurt her, what you did do to her was an accident or not? Help us out here, Matt.
If you didn't want to do it, that leads me to believe it was an accident. Is that correct? You and your own...
Yes or no, Matt? If you didn't want to hurt her, what you did to her, though, was it an accident?
You just said you didn't want to hurt her. Is that yes? Answer yes or no. You didn't want to hurt her, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, but it happened, yes?
But you did hurt her. So was that an accident?
If you didn't have the intention of killing her, then you didn't premeditate it. It was an accident, yes? You did not want to hurt Melissa, is that correct? You just said it, Matt. You didn't want to hurt her, yes? You're not that person. What did you just tell us? You did not want to hurt her, is that correct?
Correct.
What happened that it ended up hurting her and killing her? What happened? Did you two have an argument? And if so, what was the argument about that led to this happening? Do you see what I'm saying? We can agree upon you didn't have any intentions of hurting her. You didn't go there that day, Monday or Wednesday, to hurt her, correct? Matt, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Then what happened on Wednesday that she got
I
hurt?
already talked to you about that.
No, you haven't. What did you do on Wednesday that she got hurt? You didn't mean to hurt her. You didn't want to hurt her, but you did, Matt. So what did you do to hurt her on Wednesday?
Did you guys have an argument? Yes or no? Matt, did you have an argument? Yes or no? Argument? Did the argument turn physical? Did you and Melissa have an argument? Matt, yes or no? We've already got past the fact that you didn't intend to hurt her, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So did you have an argument? It is a very straightforward question, Matt. It is straightforward. It is to the point. Did you guys have an argument that Wednesday while you were at the house?
I asked you, just courtesy, yes or no? I'm asking you a question. Did you have an argument? Matt, did you have an argument?
Matt, did you have an argument at the house on Wednesday while you were there?
Yes or no?
Matt, did you guys have an argument at the house Wednesday? Matt, did you guys have an argument Wednesday at the house?
Your paper said I have the right to not say anything.
You are correct. Did you have an argument at the house Wednesday? Okay, you don't want to answer that question. Why did you choke her?
We can agree you're the only one at the house, correct? You two were the only two there that day. She was strangled, and there's nobody else there.
Why did you choke her, Matt? She died of strangulation. So why did you choke her?
That's up close and personal, man.
You choked the life out of her, and you choked the life out of your child. You did. With your hands. There's no denying that, Matt. Your hands took the life of both of them. And I'm asking you, why did you do that?
For her family. If it was one of your family members, would you want answers? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Can you show them that courtesy? Because if it was my sister, my mother, my daughter, my son, I would like to know why. I wouldn't want to bear that burden, to not have an answer, just to be left with the unknown. If somebody strangled my mother, my sister, my daughter, my son, I need to know why. What would cause one of my loved ones to get strangled? What did that person do to deserve that? It would tear me up, but at least if I had an answer, I could be a little bit at peace to know the story behind it. But to be left with the unknown, you just go day after day with that pain stabbing in your goddamn heart. And that's what everybody's going through. That reoccurring pain because they don't have answers. You know how much that must feel? Would you want to go through life if that was one of your loved ones not knowing? Matt? Would you want to go through life not knowing?
No.
Wouldn't you like to have a little bit of an idea? No matter how much it hurt to hear, would you rather have somewhat of an answer to bring closure? Yes?
Yes.
That's where they're at. That's where we're at. Because no, was this a family member of mine? No, but working the case, we bear that burden and we have to live with that. And it hurts. And unfortunately, it happens frequently, and we have to bear the burden. And I think everybody just wants to know why, what caused her to get strangled. And I don't think that's too much to ask, man. I really don't. Do you? Matt, is that too much to ask out of anybody?
I would want answers.
Okay. So do we. And that's part of life. I don't want to have this family bear that burden. Can we put this to rest? Please. For that family, for us, for everybody. Can we provide them the answers that they're seeking, that they deserve? Can we do that? Matt? Would that be too much to ask for that family? Yes or no? Is that too much to ask for a family?
It's not too much to ask, no.
Why did you strangle her? Please, Matt. Why did you strangle her? It's to that point that I just have to know. Was she an evil person? Matt, was she an evil person?
Melissa was not an evil person.
Okay. Pretty good gal. I know that you guys head off and on again, right?
Misguided as we all can be.
Yeah.
Good girl.
You know what? We're all.
Everyone has their quirks about them, yes.
Yeah. Why did you strangle her? Matt, why? Did you just get to that point? She seemed like a pretty loving, caring person. Would you say that? Was she excited about the child? And being a
Yeah.
mother? Okay. Thank you for answering. So she's pretty upbeat and excited about being a mom.
Later on, yeah.
Maybe not initially, but as things progressed, yeah? All right. Can you provide me with, can you answer why you strangled her? Please? Yeah. Just one question. Can you answer the one, why did you strangle her? Can I have the answer as to why, please? What happened that day that caused you to do that? I think the family deserves to know. Just the answer to one question. Would you agree? They should know why their daughter had been strangled? What's that?
Yes.
Okay. That's not too much to ask for the family, correct? Yeah. They deserve to know why. their daughter had been strangled, right?
Yes.
Why? For her father and her mother. Why was she strangled, Matt? I'd like to be able to give her parents closure. For the sake of her parents, as parents that are also in this room. Provide that peace of mind. Matt, can you do that? We can agree that they deserve that kind of closure, correct?
You already asked that many times.
But I'm asking you again, yes? Matt, yes? They deserve that kind of closure? So why was she strangled? You ever lost a loved one? Any suspicious circumstances or anything? Any friends? Close acquaintances? I'm sure your time in the medical field, you've seen some things that are suspicious. Right? You've probably been to homicide scenes and whatever else, right? I'm sure you guys get answers to some of those things. You know, you guys want to know and be surprised as to what's going on, correct? Because sometimes it affects you when you see it, right? Whether it be a blurb in the newspaper or talking directly to some of the guys at PD, or whether it be city, county, whatever, right? You guys find out what happened to people. Because it can bring closure even in your job to some of those situations, right? Yes?
Probably.
Yeah, it does. This family deserves it just as much as any other family. Melissa deserves a closure, and so does your child.
Why'd you choke her?
She was choked, but there's always the lie. And the lie is more important than anything else.
Why'd you choke her, man?
So I know that had to go on for a good couple of minutes. You know, you didn't mean to hurt her. That's the scenario with a lot of people. Unfortunately, it happened.
The whiteness around her neck shows us that's where she was choked. All this redness here and on her shoulders and everything is evidence of strangulation. That's when the blood vessel's popping because the blood can't go up and come back down to the heart. This void here, this whiteness, is where she was strangled.
You know what that does to the eyes? You know what that does to your eyes?
There's a term for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also, it's not just, it doesn't just show up in the eyes, it shows up on the skin, it shows up on the mouth, it shows up in the gums, it shows up in her tongue. It's everywhere north of where this strangulation occurs. So why did you do it, Matt? Why, man?
That's what Melissa looked like the last time you saw her. When you saw that picture, I could see it in your expression. That's the last time you saw Melissa. That's what she looked like.
Why did this happen, Matt?
She deserves answers. sitting right there. What would you say to her right now? She's sitting right there. Matt, what would you say to Melissa? She's right there. Do you have anything to say to her? Smother your child.
Matt, why did you do that to her?
Were you involved in another relationship that you didn't want them to know that you had a child? I know you guys weren't dating. I mean, we've established that. But was there somebody else in your life that you just didn't want them to know that you had a child in your life? Was that going to be a burden on that relationship? Were you dating anybody at the time?
Yes.
Who were you dating?
Katie.
What was Katie's last name?
Burke.
Okay. Where's she from?
Kel.
Okay. How long have you guys been in a relationship? Just a rough estimation at that time.
Over a year.
So you guys had been dating when she got pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. Had she always lived in DeKalb, or
No.
are you guys currently dating?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that who was in your car this morning?
Yes.
Did she know about Melissa?
No.
She had no idea you guys hooked up and now she was gonna have your child? No?
So you and Melissa were still kind of on again, off again, even though you were dating Katie? Just a couple hookups here and there, or? Did Katie know that she was pregnant?
No.
So had Melissa given birth on Friday, that would have been a surprise to Katie. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was, gonna break up with Katie that evening. And, didn't.
What evening?
Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
Wednesday.
Does Katie have any children or no?
She's not.
Okay. How did you and Katie meet? You guys meet out socially, online, through work? And how did you and Katie meet? Were you seeing any other women on the side besides Melissa? Or was it just Melissa periodically? So it'd be pretty about the time you and Katie started dating that she became pregnant? Or was it a little bit into the relationship? Matt, were you guys involved for a few months, or was it right at the beginning of your and Katie's relationship that you found out? You said Melissa called you about the pregnancy, correct? Was that right when you and Katie started dating?
No. You were dating Katie and you cheated on her with Melissa. And then hid the fact that you were cheating on her. And then hid the fact that Melissa was pregnant and you were going to have a child. And even this morning when we were at your house, she had no idea why we wanted to talk to you.
Is that correct?
You know how bad this looks, man? This looks like the first scenario where you went there Monday and couldn't do it. Went back Wednesday and got it done.
What kind of pressure was Melissa putting on you? Did she want you to be involved or not? Or were you just involved with Katie and wanted nothing to do with Melissa and the child? If that's the case, so be it. It happens. There's plenty of people out in this world that don't want to be a mother or father. They put them up for adoption or whatever the case is. But Katie has no idea about Melissa, correct?
Correct.
Had no idea that she was pregnant, correct? If she didn't know about Melissa, then she didn't know she was pregnant, correct?
And you were going to break up with Katie on that Wednesday night or that Tuesday night? Wednesday night. What was Tuesday night?
Tuesday night was...
No, some would call it a booty call.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Who was that with?
Was that Katie or was it somebody else? It should be the other one, right? You're going to go to the grotto, maybe get a toy, some booze. Went to the house by the fire station. you can't handle it, challenge accepted. They asked for your address, 206 South First Street, what's your time frame? I don't know yet. Gotta ask my roommate to watch the kids. Who is that, what do you call? Put me to bed and want me to go to the grotto. If we meet there, we could pick up a toy, talk to you, come a little harder. Says your dick is enough. Toys are usually cold. Your buddy just left, changing in comfy pants.
Do you remember who that was? Matt?
You guys are gonna have sex in the shower. Do you remember where I live? You got drinks for the road, grab some claws, some IPAs. You got the Fistmas and one called Fuck COVID. Sounds like they wanted to get drunk.
You remember what girl that was, Matt?
Coming around Peace after 64, yeah, almost to the fire station. Should I come in? I'm heading out. And then sometime after midnight, drive safe, have a great night. Can't wait to do it again.
Do you remember what girl that was, Matt? Matt, do you remember what girl that was?
Was that Katie?
No, because they talked about putting a kid to bed, didn't they?
Yeah.
Katie didn't have any kids.
So it's not Katie. What girl was that? The one right up front, right? Was it Alyssa?
Is that who the booty call was Tuesday night?
You're asking or you're telling?
I'm asking. Is that who it was?
Oh,
What, I guess let's get, it was Alyssa the booty call that night.
Yes.
Okay.
she was over by the fire station there?
Does Katrina know about Alyssa? No? Can I see that sheet?
How did you meet Alyssa? Like, was it online, Tinder account, something?
College.
Who's Ellen?
She was a friend of a girl I dated in college.
Quite a few text messages going back and forth between the two of you.
When
The day of the murder.
Ellen
Who's Brit- Brittany? first person you sent a text message to after you got home from Malta that Wednesday night? She had texted you several times. So did Katrina or Katie while you were in Malta and left your phone at home. I'm guessing Katie knows nothing about any of this. So you called off work on Wednesday because you had some type of lower body injury because you had gone running the day before. But your leg's fine to go meet up at Alyssa for a booty call that night. You told these guys on your interview that Wednesday night that you didn't go see a medical professional, you just did the rest, ice, compression, elevation. Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like cheating on my girlfriend the night before I go visit Melissa. So why did you choke her? Why did you strangle her?
You had sex with Melissa, and 12 hours later you're having sex with Melissa.
And then she's dead.
You weren't hurt when you called in sick, or called in medical. I can look it up, 'cause somebody asked. They saw you on whatever list. Tell a doc or whatever, I'll find it, but tell the staff. Told them you sprained your knee while you're out running, but sounds like you were having some beers, going over, had intercourse with Alyssa, come home, and then 12 hours, and not even that, less than, you had sex with Melissa.
So you kept the fact that you cheated on Katie with Melissa, and then Melissa was pregnant, you kept that from Katie. And in the meantime, you're cheating on Katie with Alyssa, and Katie doesn't know about that. And I'm sure Alyssa don't know about Melissa. I'm sure Katie doesn't know about Alyssa, and I'm sure neither of them knew about Melissa, and the fact that you're going to be a dad in 2 days. And then I'm not even asked about your relationship with Ellen. Who knows what you're doing there, okay? Okay. Which all adds to the theory that your child is going to interfere with your lifestyle. Not only were you going to have to pay money every month, either on your own or court-ordered forced money every month to Melissa to take care of your child, who you didn't even want, but you could end up having every other weekend with your child, which is going to cut down on you going out and dating and banging whoever you want to.
You're 2 days away from your girlfriend finding out that you had a child, and you were going to have to explain why you had a child. Correct? Katie's going to ask. Right? She's going to know that it takes 9 months, right? she was gonna know that that child was conceived in the time you were dating, is that correct? At some point in time, it's coming out, right? Yes? You guys had been dating already, right? So at some point, she's gonna know. Well, your parents didn't even know until Melissa confirmed, correct? Is that right?
So your world was about to change dramatically in 2 days. You were about ready to be tied down one way or the other for the rest of your life to these two. And you weren't going to be able to go on and, because I don't believe Katie would have stuck with you through all this, knowing that you cheated on her with her and had this. So Katie's out of the picture. And then who knows about Alyssa? She's sticking around through all this because she don't know anything about this, and Katie don't know about Alyssa, and who knows if Alyssa knows about Katie because she don't know about this. So your world was about ready to get turned upside down in 2 days. So you did what you thought was right in the moment and took care of that problem. So you could keep living this lifestyle over here. So you and Katie would still be together, even though you said you were going to break up with her, but you didn't. And who knows how many other girls are out there or that you've cheated on since this. So in a moment, your life, in 2 days, your life was going to change. And in one moment, you took care of that problem, but you created a much bigger one for yourself. Because when you went over there, you didn't realize the neighbor across the street saw you show up. And then what you didn't realize is that when you knocked on the door, Melissa's on the phone with one of her sisters and says, Matt's here again. You need to stop just doing this. Stop showing up. And she's like, I'm going to talk to him and I'll call you right back, and got off the phone. And obviously she never called her sister back. But you never counted on the neighbor seeing you, and you never counted on her being on the phone with her sister. And then all of a sudden you get this phone call. You get text messages and a phone call from Carl, and you don't take them. And then eventually you talk to Carl that night, and he knows that you were there. You thought nobody in the world's going to know I was here. I left my phone at home. The cops can't even track my movement on my phone because I left it at home. It's not going to show me at her house. I won. That's what you're thinking. But you didn't count on the neighbor. You didn't count on her being on the phone at the time.
And even when you stopped over 2 days previous, you don't think she told her family that it was odd that you stopped by? You followed her into the bedroom, and she thought, as she was walking back to the bedroom, she thought it was creepy as hell. And
she had good reason to think that. Who would have thought 2 days later you would show up
again
and do that?
See what we're saying, Matt? Do you see what we're saying about facts? Yes? I don't think that's too hard to answer.
I have heard what you said, yes.
Okay. So do you see why we question if this was premeditated or if it was an accident? Yes? Can you see why we think it's premeditated? Yes? Let me ask you this. I take somebody from the public and present them with all the facts that I've laid out on the table, right? What do you think somebody in the public's gonna think? Do you think they're gonna say, that doesn't sound like an accident to me? Would you agree? I take anybody out and present them with those facts. What do you think they're going to say? It's premeditated? And the answer would be yes. That's what they're going to think. And what did you tell me? You didn't mean to hurt her, correct? That was your, I didn't mean to hurt Melissa, correct? Yes? Did you tell me that? Maybe 30 minutes ago, you said you didn't mean to hurt Melissa, correct?
But you did. Whether or not you meant to or not, Matt, you did. And we want to know why.
And this is why it's vitally important. On its face, do I think you intentionally did it? No. But remember when I said everybody needs closure? Everybody needs a peace of mind. Can you put everybody's minds at ease? And tell me why this was an accident. Can you do that? So Alyssa, she's from the past with somebody you've known a while? Katie, somebody you knew a while? Does Katie live in DeKalb, you said? And Alyssa lives in DeKalb? Y'all ever wonder if they're ever going to cross paths or you're going to see each other when you're out and about? Does it ever cross your mind? Or do they not run in the same social circles? You're running around like a teenager or somebody in their early 20s and you're in your mid-30s. That was a burden and a responsibility that you weren't willing to take on. Because you're acting like a goddamn kid. Right?
What's Katie going to say about all this?
How is she going to feel?
Just the fact that you've hid this secret from her all these months.
What do you think she's gonna say, Matt? It's a fair question. What do you think she's gonna say?
Nothing good.
How long have you carried on with Alyssa? Because judging by the text message, that wasn't the first encounter. Had that been going on for a while? Matt, had that been going on for a while? How long have you and Alyssa been in a relationship? Booty call. Friends with benefits, a hookup. How long has that been carrying on? It's all out in the open. Couple months? More than that?
So none of these girls knew about Melissa and that you're going to be a father. Your parents didn't know about Melissa and you're going to be a father until Melissa told them. Because you never even told your parents. She had to be the one to tell your parents that this was coming up. None of the people you work with knew that you were going to be a father. None of the people you work with knew that your child died that Wednesday night. 9 months later, none of them have a clue.
And you've worked there 2 years?
2 years. And is it Chief Rob Schultz? Is that your chief?
Yes.
What do you think he feels right now?
What do you think your chief feels?
Probably shock.
Shock would be one word. He's been having sleepless nights and stomach knots for the last week. Once he realized that this day was coming.
And you know what caused part of that? Not even knowing. He said that house, all the houses, the family. How in the hell could we not know?
This little secret you kept from everybody is now out in the open. And your fire chief had no idea that this was going on or that you were wrapped up in any of this. And Katrina, Katie had no idea of any of this, but that's soon to be all out in the open too. And your mom and dad, we stopped by and check on them, to check on you one time, see how they were doing, see how they were doing. But we haven't talked to them in 9 months. They had no idea about the extent of all this. But that's all about to change too. Your life as you know it is just blown up. Every aspect of your life.
One secret has evolved into this.
Because of what you did to her. So you can sit here and not answer questions, Matt.
Or for the sake of all those people, you owe it to them.
You can sit here and not answer any question. Just sit here and just look at us when we say yes, no. You can sit here and do that all you want. But the life you had when you woke up this morning, that life is over. Everything is gone. Everything that you thought was right is now, it's all gone. Your world's been turned upside down. And it's not going to end today. It's going to get worse as the days go on.
Katie's going to tell her family, her friends, all of us all do the same thing. Word's going to travel around the firehouse. It'll get out to surrounding departments.
If they even let you come back to the firehouse.
But it will be talked about. People will know. And people are going to wonder why. You think you owe it to those people? I would say you do. Because you've been living a lie all this time, even prior to, from the time you found out that she was pregnant. It's been a lie that whole time.
And Jason sat right here, and he told you earlier that people are automatically going to assume the worst of you and the worst of what happened to those two bodies. He told you that was going to happen. And I know you heard him, because he said it several times. And all these people we just talked about, between the girlfriends, the hookups, your parents, your fire stations, your fire chief, your lieutenant that I talked to on the phone this morning, they're all going to assume the worst of you, automatically. And he told you it was going to happen.
Did he tell you that when he was sitting there? He did.
And we've asked you several questions several times, and you just sit here and you just look at us. He told you what was going to happen. We just proved to you what's going to happen. And I'll say it again, I ain't lied to you yet. That all is going to happen. So whatever life you have, whatever world you live in, it's gone.
"9 months we put into this thing. Presented you with the facts, correct? Yes? I mean, I'm not lying. I'm reading you.
All right.
So why did you choke her?
To those people are going to want answers. Especially your parents.
Did you do it to keep your secret a secret? To keep living your life that you were enjoying? Because that's what it looks like, Matt. Get rid of Melissa. Get rid of the child. I can keep doing whatever I want. I don't have to tell Katie what happened, that I cheated on her and got her pregnant. I don't have to, I can keep doing whatever I want and keep living my life. Is that why you did it, Matt?
Or can we tell your family, the fire chief, Katie, and everybody else that you are not a monster, and this was all an accident? It's gonna make your world a little bit better place. And give those people a peace of mind. Because can you imagine how they feel? Can you imagine how they feel, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we put some people's minds at ease a little bit? Because that might cause problems for people. Because they're going to doubt themselves and wonder, oh shit. You think how Katie's going to feel, right? Think about mom and dad, how they're going to feel. Can we put their minds at ease a little bit? If anybody deserves it, they do. They deserve to hear it from you, right? Can we agree to that, Matt? Let's not cause any more problems for anybody else. Can we agree to that? Yeah?
Have a cup of coffee or water.
I'd like to get this started. I'd like to get us going down a path of truth. I think we've danced around the truth long enough, Matt. You've heard the term tying up loose ends? Yeah. It all appears that you were tying up some loose ends. So tell us it wasn't. Explain to us that this wasn't that. If it was an accident or death, what you did was an accident, then tell us. Will you do that for us, man?
Let those people hear that it was an accident. Give them some peace of mind.
What happened that day, man? Matt, what happened? Come on, man. We're there. It's time. What happened, Matt?
Let's get off your chest, man. At least give Katie some peace of mind, alright? If anything, give her a little bit of closure and peace of mind. I don't think that's too much to ask for her, do you? Is there too much to ask, man?
What happened, Matt?
You made a mistake, man. Yeah. Matt, was it a mistake?
Your sound is not gonna put anybody's mind at ease. Your sound is not going to explain your side of it and what happened.
Doesn't do darn very good. Your silence makes those people think. Worst case scenario. Are you a monster, Matt? Are you a monster? I'm asking that. Or are you guy that's caring, compassionate?
We're painting a picture and you already have your own opinion.
I don't. You know what my opinion is? My opinion is that you do have compassion, you do have a heart, and you do care. That's exactly what I think. But you know how society is? You see it on social media, right? You see it out in the road. Huh? I didn't hear, I'm sorry.
I said the media, yes.
Yeah. They're a bunch of vultures, aren't they? It doesn't matter. People formulate opinions about us. Look how the police are in the news, right? It doesn't have to be directly us, but the profession, right? Do you think we receive a very warm welcome? Would you agree that we don't? Regardless of what it is, we don't. I don't think that of you at all. I don't think the first time we spoke. I don't think it now.
Use the restroom.
Yeah. Coffee and water.
Coffee, please. So what I was saying, Matt, you think that I automatically formulate an opinion on you, you're wrong. I don't work. All right. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't. Right? I have seen some people that were that way. You know how small percentage that is? Very small.
Of what?
People that are monsters. That's a very small percentage of people. All right? I don't think that's you. Why would you be in the line of work that you're in, correct? Wouldn't make sense, would it? You have to care for people and have some compassion, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't do the line of work you do. If you're going to work with the public, there has to be something there.
You don't do it for free for 15 years.
Is that what you did? 15 years? Free? Where at?
Malta.
Okay. Through what is that? Throughout high school, college?
Yeah, I started when I was 17 in high school.
Okay. Is that paid volunteer or not?
It was all volunteer. 4 or 5
And then eventually it worked.
years, 4 or 5 years ago, they started paying for the ambulance because there's only 3 or 4 of us. You can't really call in a volunteer and give a decent service to the community.
So are you a EMT or paramedic? So you got your paramedic license and then we're able to provide a service to your community, correct? So you went through those steps so you can, have you lived in Malta all your life?
I have.
Okay.
I lived in Sycamore for 2 years.
But you grew up in, throughout your high school years?
Spent summers here at camp.
Where at? In Oakland or?
Scout. Scout Park.
Okay.
Louisville.
So to think that I've formulated a different opinion of you, you're wrong. All right? So my opinion of you is different than what you thought, and that's why. So if you wanted an explanation as to why, that's why.
Speaking of explanation, Mac, you owe everybody involved in your life, Ross's family, an explanation.
There's children here.
You owe them an explanation.
Because you are that kind of person.
You can't undo what you did. The only thing you can do is try to make it easier for those people to accept what happened that night and help them move on with their lives.
Because Matt is that person.
You owe them. So what really happened that night, that day?
I think I need to talk to an attorney or something.
I couldn't hear you.
I think I need to talk to an attorney, I guess. I don't know.
That's your choice. We'd like to get an explanation of what really happened that day. So that we can help you explain to everybody what really happened. Will you tell us what really happened that day, Matt?
What I'm seeing is that caring, compassionate man. That's where the conscience is. That's why I know my opinion of you was right, other than what you thought. I thought of you. As I can see it. I can see you have a heart. You care about people. And that was right and correct.
So what happened? Let it out, man. You're gonna feel so much better inside. This stress, this thing that's been eating at you, that's been destroying you on the inside that you can't see.
You're showing your face, your eyes.
If you never wanted to hurt her, then tell us what did happen. Matt, what happened?
You can't carry the burden forever. You just can't.
Matt, what happened?
There's silence, I just gotta keep reading.
Pardon?
There's silence then.
It's silent now, is it?
Well, it's silence, it's vibrating, I just hit the.
Oh, that's fine.
Matt, what happened? Come on.
This burden, man, you can't live with it.
What happened that day?
We can establish it was a mistake, man. When we talked about your character, right? We sat and had a few minute conversation about your character and who you are, who Matt is. Right. I told you what my opinion of you was, right? Was I wrong? No. And the people would mention all that you're a good person too, correct?
What was that?
The people that we previously mentioned, oh, you're a good person, correct?
Matt, what happened to Melissa? Be honest with your child. Matt, what happened? You go over there, she lets you in. What happened next? It's time to give everybody an explanation. It's time to give everybody closure. 5 months is a long time. It's gone on long enough. Matt, what happened?
Everything's out in the open. All this stuff is out there. That whole big secret, that secret that you carried, it's off your chest, man. So that secret that you carried, now that it's out there, it has to be a relief. Would you agree?
Matt, why did you strangle Melissa? Just tell us why. She has a mom, a dad, brothers and sisters, a grandma. There's not a day goes by they don't wake up wanting to know why this happened. Tell us why this happened. Let us put that family's mind at ease. Let them finally get some sleep at night. They lost a daughter. They lost a sister. They lost a granddaughter. They lost a grandchild. Great-grandchild. A nephew. Give them closure they're looking for. Don't make them be the people that go on not knowing what happened. They don't want to know. They just want to know what happened. They don't need to know everything. But they need to know something. Give them the closure. What happened to Melissa? Matt White's children. Why was she strangled?
You know how? It's the why that's important, man. You're talking about the why is, we know what happened. It's the why. That's what makes a difference.
I mean, did you hate her and did you want her dead? Or did something just snap? And you made a mistake and it got out of control. The end results are the same. But what caused this? It'll say a lot.
Did you hate Melissa? Matt, did you hate her?
He did not hate Melissa.
Okay. But what happened there, Matt, at the house that caused this?
You didn't hate her. Didn't need to hurt her. She was quirky, but you said she was a good person, correct?
So everyone has their quirks.
What was her quirks?
I can't think of them right now.
What would be one that would stick out far beyond any other?
I don't know offhand, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, offhand, tell us what happened to Melissa. I mean, if you didn't hate her, then why did this happen, Matt?
The explanations, it's very important. It matters to all of us. Do you realize how much it matters to me, to Brian, and to other people? Do you? You know how much it matters to me?
Let's see if that matters.
It does. You don't get any extra pay. You know how salary is in the service industry, right? It's not, in our industry, it's not that great. We do it for a reason, because we love what we do. At the end of the day, it matters. Just like you do.
What happened, Matt? I want you to think back, Matt, to that afternoon. And you showed up at our house. just strangulation, which is a fancy word for saying choked. But I want you to think back to everything else that you did to her that day. Okay? And realize we already know. Realize we already know about her other injuries. And the strangulation is what killed her. The other injuries didn't kill her. But she had numerous other injuries. But realize we already know that. So you can go ahead and talk about it, because it's not going to tell us something we don't already know. So think about everything you did to her that day. We already know. What you probably didn't know was she has a bite mark on her tongue from when you choked her. She bit down on her tongue so hard she left a bite mark on her own tongue as she's being choked. You probably didn't realize that. It didn't kill her. But do you imagine how hard you have to bite on your own tongue to leave a bite mark? I'm not asking you about all the other injuries and everything you did to her that day. I want to know why you choked her. So you can go ahead and be honest with us. Because if you didn't want to tell us the truth and be honest with us because you were afraid you were going to say something, make it sound worse than it is, we already know everything that happened to her body. Something happened in that house that set you off into a fit of rage. Not the Matt we're talking to right now, but something else. You snapped. And not only did you choke her, you also did other things to her, caused other injuries. So what happened? What made you snap like that? What made you turn from the Matt we've been talking to into the guy that lost it? What happened, Matt? What caused you to change like that in an instant? not like you smothered her with a pillow and then thought maybe people are going to think she died in her sleep. That didn't happen. You choked her. You beat her. You caused internal injuries. You caused external injuries. You did so much damage to Melissa that in your mind you thought the only way to cover up what you had done to her that day was to start a fire in the house and hope that the fire would burn away all the evidence. Her injuries, you being there, that the fire would hide everything. But as you can see, there's not a lot of fire damage to her. That was a survivable fire. If she'd have been laying on the kitchen floor, and when the firemen found her and she was alive, she'd still be alive right now. But you did so much to her that you thought the only way I could hide this, her injuries, what happened to the body, is to try to light the house on fire. But the fire burned itself out. It smoked a lot. But it used up all the oxygen that was available at the time. And didn't do a whole lot of fire damage. Her carbon monoxide level was 2%. And a normal, healthy person who doesn't smoke, their level is at 3.5%. So there was no carbon monoxide in her. There was no soot in her. She was dead before you lit that fire to try to cover up what you had done to her. So what did you do to her? Man, what'd you do to her?
See how the truth keeps revealing itself.
Man, what did you do to Melissa? For someone that didn't hate her and didn't want to hurt her, you hurt her a lot. You caused a lot of pain. And you strangled her until she died. Why did you do that, Matt? What's the reason?
Everything happens for a reason in this world.
A fireman who starts a fire is not looked very favorably in your line of profession. A baby killer doesn't sound good in any profession. So why did this happen? Matt, why? Why did you do these things? Why'd you do this, Matt?
Trying to keep the secret the best you could. All of them. Her, the death, everything. But eventually everything unravels. Right? Eventually you can only keep a secret and the truth finally reveals itself. And that's what's happening in many different aspects, a lot of aspects of your life.
You beat the shit out of her. You choked her. And you lit her house on fire, Matt. Why? Why, Matt? Are you sorry for what you did?
Would you tell us you're sorry?
Can you at least say you're sorry for everything you did to her, your child in that house? Are you sorry for that, Matt? You beat her, you choked her, you lit her house on fire. You tried to burn her body, your child's body, to cover up what you did to her. Are you sorry for that, Matt? Are you, Matt? A simple yes or no is all I'm looking for. Do you have any remorse? Do you feel any guilt inside for that? For taking lives?
For 9 months you've carried on just as normal as can be. How many times have we heard from you about your child? How many times have you reached out to me? Simple question. How many times have you reached out to me since listening?
0.
None.
0.
Right. 0. You haven't once reached out to me to find out what's going on with the case. About your child? No. Why is that? I'd like to hear an explanation why you haven't reached out to me. I want an answer to that. I deserve an answer to that. Why have you not reached out to me? As a man, just tell me, why haven't you reached out to me? Give me some peace of mind. What is the reason you have not reached out to me? You gotta have an answer for it. I gave you my card, told you to call me, anything you needed. Right? When we left that, talked to your dad that night. Haven't heard from you. Why haven't you reached out? Well, told you the door was always open. Give me a call. My phone rings 24/7, 365. Right? Why didn't you reach out to me? I deserve an explanation to that at least. Because Melissa's family, every goddamn week, every week they call. Sometimes twice a week, wanting to know what the status of the case is. Why haven't you reached out to me?
I can answer that because he knows what happened to his child. You're asking if we found the killer because you are the killer, man. You killed Melissa and you killed your baby.
You have the answers. Melissa's family doesn't. No reason to get a hold of me. You already know.
Matt, why did you do that to Melissa?
You killed her. You know how everything played out. That's why you didn't reach out to me. Obviously, we've gone through everything that, pretty much everything that we have, but, right? So I've obviously done an investigation throughout these 9 months. Would you agree to that?
Did an investigation, yeah.
Okay.
Why, man? Why did you beat her, strangle her, and light her house on fire? What set you off to do all that? What turned you from the guy who's working in the profession of saving lives and being there to help people to doing this? Why, man? What happened that afternoon that turned you into something you're not, that you never intended to be, that you didn't grow up wanting to be? You're a public servant. You're there to help the public. You're there in times of crisis and times of needs to help people, not do that. So what turned you from what you were into the person that did that? What happened, man? Matt, talk to me. What turned you into that? We're waiting, Matt. We're here to listen to you, to hear your side of the story. For you to explain to us what happened that day, what was going on, what led to this. But you need to speak, Matt. You need to say something. You're 34, correct? Stop acting like you're 14. You're a grown-ass man who made a mistake. Who needs to own up to their mistakes. So be a man, and let's talk about this. What happened that day, man? What happened, man? What happened, Matt? Matt, what happened? I don't know how many times I can say it, or how do you want me to phrase it? What caused all this to happen? what happened at Melissa's house to cause this? What led to this? Was it an argument? Did she yell at you? Did she hit you and you acted back? What? Something led to this. What is it, Matt?
Or did you not get your way because she wouldn't have an abortion? You didn't have any control over the situation. It ruins a relationship, and it ruins all the running around you're doing on your girlfriend. Carefree playboy lifestyle. I think that's what Matt liked. I think women are an issue for you. Is it the rush of having 2 or 3 women running around, trying not to get caught? Maybe it's a rush. The reality was going to slam that door shut in about 2 days. And then there's a possibility that maybe you work out an agreement. I think that she wanted you to be involved in the life of that child.
I don't know. I still say the longer you sit here and act like you can't understand English, the more I think you went there Monday, scenario A, you went there Monday, you were going to kill her Monday, you backed out, you didn't do it, you went home, you banged Alyssa on Tuesday, you call in sick on Wednesday with an injury or whatever, and you're not, because you're banging her on Tuesday, and you go there Wednesday, you sneak into the house, she lets you in, but you sneak down the road, she lets you in, and you kill her, thus killing your child, and then beat her and strangled her, and she's dead, and your child's dead, and then you light the house on fire to hide the fact that you did that to her, hoping it would burn up in the fire, and you went home to go about your merry way, thinking nobody would have thought you were even there.
Because as far as we're concerned, you're a ghost to their that family. And I hate to say it about it, but to you, in your world, that was just another piece of ass. And she ended up getting pregnant.
So other than you, your mom and dad unfortunately found out about the baby because she told them, because you weren't even going to tell your own mom and dad. But none of these other people had any clue about it. And with 2 days to go before the birth of your child, you decided to kill them both. To continue living your lifestyle and not have to worry about being tied down to that or to have him, whatever the reason is. I don't know, because we're going to have to speculate because you just sit there and look at us. So as much as you say you didn't hate her and as much as you say you didn't mean to hurt her, I can't find any of that to be honest, Matt. I'm looking for a reason, I'm asking you for a reason why you went there that day and turned from the Matt I've been talking to for hours into the guy that full of rage and beat her and choked her and killed her and lit her house on fire. I'm looking for you to give me the reason why all that happened. And you're not. And I think it's because I'm just fucking babbling right now because you went there to fucking kill her. So you have no reason. You have no reason to say why you went from being nice man public service to fucking monster and killed them and lit the fucking house on fire, because that doesn't exist. Because you went there to kill them. Because nothing happened in that house to set you off. You know, my wife can come home and do something, say something, and boom, it sets me off. None of that shit happened with you because you showed up with the intent to kill.
You backed out on Monday. You called in sick on Tuesday. You go have sex with Alyssa. 12 hours later, you're over there.
So you never showed up to talk about money and everything else like that. You drove from Malta to there, leaving your phone at home so cops couldn't track you, because you've probably seen that somewhere, read it somewhere on the fucking internet. And you drive there, she opens the door, bam, it's on. Whether you had sex with her before or after you killed her, I don't fucking know. Because the damage I seen to her body, the injuries you did to her, I don't know if you had sex with a dead body or a live body, man. I don't know. But you didn't go there to talk about money, and you didn't go there to talk about whether or not you could be there for the birth of your child. You went there to kill her. And then you lit the fire to cover up the fact that you killed her and you killed your child.
And that didn't work.
So you might as well just say, guys, I went there to kill him. Because that's what it looks like.
You probably half shit your pants when Carl called you on the phone and found out that you're over at the house. Because I can guarantee I called you that night, and I called you twice. It was probably a good 40 minutes after that. And there was a delay coming over to the Rochelle. You knew why I wanted to talk to you that night. You knew you were the only person, the last person in that house.
You even lied to your fucking friend on the phone. Carolyn, was that her name? Because when you won't take Carl's phones or anything, he reaches out to a mutual friend, he believed, Carolyn, got a hold of her, and she eventually gets a hold of you. He says, hey, Carl wants to talk to you because apparently there was a fire at his sister's house, and you tell her, I haven't seen her in forever. Bullshit, you were just fucking there. You had just killed her. You killed her, and then you lied, said you haven't seen her in forever. And then you talked on the phone with Carl. And then you're like, oh, I was there, but I was only there for like 15 minutes. Bullshit. You were there way longer than 15 minutes.
Long enough to have sex, at least.
We got your car coming into town on camera, and we got your car going through Oregon on camera. So we know when you showed up, and we know when you got to Oregon. And we know when the fire was called in. And with a relative degree of certainty, we can go back and look at the fire and say, this is probably when the fire most likely happened based upon the windows and doors and the construction of the house and everything else like that. Which puts you there at the time of the fire. Do you understand all of that? Yes or no?
I understand all the things you said.
Okay. So what is your explanation for everything I just said to you?
Same time I said, I think I'd like to talk to an attorney.
You think you'd like to talk to an attorney, or do you want to talk to an attorney? Because I think I'd like a fucking ham sandwich right now, but I don't see a ham sandwich anywhere around here. So do you think you want to talk to an attorney, Matt, or do you want to talk to an attorney?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, what?
Yes. I would like to talk to an attorney.
Yes, you would like to talk to an attorney.
Yes.
Have a seat.